Okay, so we are on to day 14 and I've done a little Scandi Santa. I'll pop it up big on screen. It's quite a simple draw really, and I'm going to pop some foliage in as well so it makes a nice joined up scene together. Okay, so I'm going to start again using the same colours. There's a pattern every day. I'm trying to use the same colours. I'm going to come in with a little bit of cadmium yellow, so I'm coming on to dry. I'm loading my brush up with water first, and then I'm loading the water in again so that it's nice and pale. So this is so this has a wood type effect. I'm just getting that base layer on. I'm coming down the side. It's got a little side here. Then I need something to shadow that. So if I take a little bit of purple, again, complementary colours. This is purple from the other day. It is a Windsor purple, or it's a dioxazine purple if you've got student quality. I've just dabbed it off. Don't want a lot on. I'm just going to blend it through. If when you blend down that side it looks totally purple, then take some of it off and add a bit more yellow. You're wanting it to look like a nice brown, so not too strong. I'm going to take a little bit in places, just on the front as well, so that it doesn't look too yellow. I've got the same to do on the little nose, so if I take a bit of the yellow in, that's very strong, so I'm going to take some off, pop it onto some kitchen towel, damp brush, just take a bit of that off so that it's not too strong. And then coming into the purple, just taking a little bit around that bottom edge. If I take, this is intense blue, a loaded brush, I want this to be very, very pale. I'm just going to pop a little bit of something into the white of the beard so that I've got a bit of shadow and there's not too much white so it doesn't look too stark. So I've just blended that with a damp brush. Okay, I'm going to dry that one off. So that's nicely dry, and I'm going to come in now with the cadmium red. So this is on to dry again. I'm going to pop a Christmas tree. This is with my round number 6 into the centre. Try and get it nicely even. You can swap down to a smaller brush if you want. Taking a little bit of time, just so I've got a nice point. I'm not rinsing the brush, I'm just dipping into a little bit of green. I'm just going to run that down each side so that basically this decoration it's recessed in. So you're going to have a shadow on that outside edge, which will make it look like it's recessed. Give my brush a bit of a rinse. Just going to take a little bit of water onto the hat because it's fairly big, and then I'm going to come in with the cadmium red again. I basically want to paint the whole of the hat. It's precision brushwork again. It's always very hard to get a straight line in painting. It takes a lot of practice. If you turn horizontally, often that works better to get a straight line if you're struggling, because you can see it better. When you paint downwards, often you're covering what you're painting with part of your hand. Give my brush a rinse, dab off, and then come back into the green. I want to make sure that this green isn't too wet, so I'm going to dab it off here, and then I'm just going to run it down this side. So this is a shadowed side, so I get that dark edge and light edge. I'm going to take a little bit more of the purple, just make sure it's nice and watery, and I'm going to bring it down this edge because I don't think that this is strong enough. So dab it off if it looks too strong. I'm going to run it down. A little bit too purple, bring a bit more of the yellow through. It's just blending on the paper. So I'm getting that dark edge and that light edge. What you have to remember as well is when you dry it, it always fades. So you need to make sure you're getting enough on. Just taking a little bit of that off because I don't want it to be too strong. And then come back into the green, because this will be nearly dry, and bring that down as well on the red of the hat. Okay, so what I also want to do is add some little bits of foliage just to tie this all together nicely. So if I wet into here, but I'm going to wet further, so the pencil lines come to here, I'm wetting a good centimetre further so that I've got somewhere for it to soften in. I'm going to wet up to the stocking this side, and I'm going to use that mix of Viridian Green and Burnt Sienna. Around number 6. Just reactivating this, it's dried up a bit with a bit of water, you need it nice and creamy. Then I'm going to come in, just create a little bit, nice little flicks. And this should be nice and soft at this stage. It's just going to tie it together as a scene. I'm just coming to neaten up that edge, that's going to help that stand forward. I'm going to bring a little bit down this edge so that it ties in. Now this edge's dry, but that's fine because I'm going to pop a little bit of dry on anyway once this is dried off. Do a few more little flicks. Okay, I'm going to dry that off. So that's dried off, and I've swapped down to my rigger, my number 2 rigger. So in the same green, I'm just going to now flick through create a little bit more detail. Keep it nice and simple. You just have to keep reloading your brush and it's on to dry. Flicking, I'm using my little finger to rest on. I'm trying to keep some of the softness still showing, different directions, but remember that it's tree, so it has got to come out in a similar way. It's not grasses. And take a little bit there. And that's working really nicely. So I'll see you tomorrow.